Every form of life as we know it branched from the same tree. But life as we don't yet know it could be wildly different. Built from different elements, at home in strange worlds, or no worlds at all. There could be different forms of biological intelligence, artificial intelligence, and even consciousness. How do we explore their potential niches, detect their signals, and search the space of possible minds for life as we don't yet know it?
Cool. Well, I won't belabor things this morning because nobody came to hear me. Yesterday was really cool. We heard about life as we don't know it, and then we heard about consciousness and what do we know about that. But today we're going to hear about how to detect these things we discussed yesterday. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, and a very great honor to introduce Professor Jocelyn Burnell. I also am proud to say that Jocelyn is a recipient of the Special Breakthrough Prize in Physics. So it's a very great honor, Professor Jocelyn Burnell.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Fantastic meeting, lots of interesting people, lots of great talks. This isn't one of them. I did a physics degree at college and physics as a speciality in high school. And my chief memory from the practical work at senior school level was you're trying to get it done and boxes ticked as quickly as possible. You're aiming for closure. And anything that doesn't quite work and doesn't quite fit and looks like an anomaly is somehow disposed of. We hide the unexpected. Arguably, I think the same thing applies to undergraduate physics laboratory classes. You've got to get through the thing, you've got to do the write-up in the standard form, you've got to get it checked off so you can move on to the next one without too much delay. Do we train people to chase up the unexpected? That system sounds to me as if it does the exact opposite. The marginal anomaly, provided it's sufficiently marginal, can stay in the margins and be ignored. Possibly project work is the one place where you're allowed to have anomalies and misfits and curious things that you can't quite explain. But a lot of our educational system, at least here as I know it, doesn't seem to allow that. It was as a rather scared postgraduate student in Cambridge that I accidentally found an anomaly which turned out to be really, really interesting, the pulsars. It involved a lot of hard work. We didn't have much in the way of computers in those days. Data came out on paper, and each day I had 30 meters of chart paper to check. 120 meters for each sky survey. So it was a lot of labour, fairly routine labour. It worked okay. But again, you're pushed, even as a PhD student, to keep going, get on with it, meet the timetable that your thesis advisor has set for you. A lot of life's interesting things are in the bits that don't fit, the anomalies, the curiosities, as we all know. And one of the delights of this meeting has been hearing about some of the things that don't fit. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to the organisers. I wasn't one of them. And thank you to the Templeton Foundation, Thank you to all sorts of bodies for wonderful stuff. Breakthrough Discuss is fantastic. And thank you for coming to Oxford. Have a great day, folks. I'm sure it'll be fun.
All right. I also won't belabor the point very long. You've already seen me. My name is Paul Rimmer. I work at University of Cambridge, and I tend to work more on the sort of side of the origins of life, but I'm very interested in the question of detecting life. The next panel discussion will be on the detection of life, and I think it very helpfully brings together the discussion of the forms of life as we don't know it, and also the discussion of consciousness. In terms of the forms of life as we don't know it, we found that there's a lot that we can learn by being informed by solvents, and you'll see this in the discussion of detection, where solvents oftentimes are leading our thinking about, well, follow the water, or in the case of other solvents, thinking about chemistries in very different conditions and how to detect what might be abiotic versus biotic chemistry under those sorts of conditions, both within our solar system and outside. The way it connects at least a little bit with the sort of consciousness aspect is that detecting life is not really just an ontological question. It's not just a question of, is there actually life there? But it's an epistemological question. Can we know that there is life there? And so we have to be conscious of it. That's the best that I can connect with the sort of consciousness, at least at this time. Because this is going to be informed a little bit by looking at a sort of comparative planetology or exoplanetology and other sorts of solvents, we will be starting with Zibby Turtle, who will be discussing the Dragonfly mission, looking into the methane seas of Titan and potentially access to water on Titan as well. Zibby, please take it away.